As you saw in my previous video about making custom carded cards for RPGs, I used to laminate them with clear plastic. The idea was to leave spaces on the cards blank for values which changed during gameplay, like HP, which I could then write in ink on the clear plastic and wipe them away and rewrite them without ever leaving a mark on the card. Then I realized HP value was the only thing I was regularly changing on the card. And most of the systems I use never had characters with HP over 20 anyway. So instead of writing and erasing it over and over, I could just include the full HP value, then track the changing current number with a 20 sided die. If you're playing a system which allows for more than 20 HP, you could still use this method and just include space for whatever combination of dice you need. Then, because the whole point of the plastic lamination was to let me write on the cards in ink, I realized if the idea was no longer to write on them, then I didn't need the plastic anymore either. But I still like the cards to feel a little more substantial than just pieces of paper. So now instead of fronting them with plastic, I back them with cardboard. You could use whatever kind of cardboard you like for this. Personally, I don't like the feeling of corrugated cardboard, shipping box type cardboard. But if you like it, you can use it. There aren't any laws around making these things. What I like to use is this fairly thin single-ply cardstock you often find on food packaging. The first step is to spread a little glue on the cardboard, then plaster the image onto it. The game systems I play don't itemize many things, and don't need a lot of inventory space, so I only require a small array to jot down an occasional note to myself about items the character has. If you're playing a system which requires more inventory space, you could always leave the back of the card blank, and have the entire thing available as your inventory. If you don't need that, like I don't, you might want to add a backing image to the card. You don't have to do this step, but I like how it looks. And I already have the glue out. So why not go to the tiny extra amount of effort? Just hold the card up to a window or other strong light source, and you can see through everything enough to align the backing with the front however you want it. The graphic design of the card on the front end of the process is where most of the effort is. I use Canva for that. You could also do it in Photoshop or with whatever image editing software you like. Once you're done creating the design and have your image printed, everything else is extremely easy. And as a bonus, once you've designed your card, it will become a template, and you can easily tweak it into any number of other custom characters. This is especially easy if the other characters are in the same game system and have the same stat array, so all you need to edit are the values of the stats and the character's name, etc. You can leave a blank space to draw the character portrait by hand, or you can include the character art in the design. It's up to you and how you want the card to look. When the glue is dry, you simply cut the card out along the edges of the image, and presto, it looks like you aligned everything perfectly from the beginning. The last things I do are color the edges with a Sharpie and use some gold tone spray coating to make the back of the card stronger and more faded looking than the front. Those are just aesthetic choices and certainly aren't something you need to do. Hopefully this gives you some ideas. See you next time.